I'm Christy Hartman. Welcome to my channel. We're going to design some tags using those altered scrapbooking papers that I printed in the previous video. These are 3 of the tags that I've completed. The first tag that you're going to see me complete, that actually went to a friend as a gift, so I don't have it with me at this moment. You're going to see me use a number of different stencils from PM Artist Studio. All of them will be listed below in the description. One thing I did to some of these tags is I added some gold to make it more interesting. And I used this stencil, which is called Puzzle. And I laid it down on my plate, and I took my iridescent gold fine and I went right over the top. I like a little shimmer in my projects, and I think you can see that. Now we still have paint on that plate, so this one, which you can see I've got Walter's Web on there, could use a little interest. As I stated in my last video, open is the paint that just keeps on giving. You can continue working with open paint until you can't. And that is actually kind of the beauty of this. So let's see if we can get some more off of this. And of course it's coming off the stencil as well. Now let's pull this off. Let's use this one. Yeah, we didn't get much off of it. So I think this is probably pretty well done. I have some strips that I am trying to alter from what was left of some of the scrapbooking papers that I laid down. I think gold would be good for those, but let's use a different stencil. Let's use Aqueous Effervescence. I'm going to try to gel print over the tops of these little trucks. And these little trucks are my stencil design from PM Artist Studio. They don't come this small. I cut these out myself. Let's use a little bit of iridescent copper, iridescent bronze fine, and a little bit of teal. Let's see what happens. Ooh, that's nice. Yeah, I like that. I like the teal in there. We're going to add some paint to these. I'll start out with a little bit of this green gold. They're really turning out lovely. Let's go into the copper. I'm being a little bit more liberal with the copper. Now I'm going to add a little bit of black. I think that works. We're going to use this shape, which is from the orange peels, and they look like that. This is the smallest one. I think it's going to make kind of a cool looking moon. So we're just going to use just a dry brush. You've seen me do this before. Oh, I like it. This is from Strips Volume 2, and basically I used puzzle on this tag, and this is the strip for puzzle. So I think we'll use this one. I pulled out my gold stencil butter. I do not know if for sure if this is going to work. We're going to give it a shot. I have a little bit of gold embossing powder. I will let that dry. We're going to add a little bit of a gold border to this. And then this is a PBO gold marker. It's the Brilliant Gloss Opaque Permanent. I do like these. So once I let this sit overnight, I didn't dislike it quite as much as I did earlier, but it is very, very bumpy. I just wasn't in love with it, so I may not do that again. But I am going to put this little truck on here, which I've kind of given some patina. And I think he'll go right there. And I cut out, this is a gel printed piece that was a brayer off. And I'm just going to round these tires just a hair. And there's our truck, and there's our tag. It looked better today than it did last night when I was trying to work on it. It's always good to let things sit overnight. We could add a little bit of ground down here. And I'm going to mix in a little bit of brown. Use a little bit of green gold. This is a 20-aught liner brush. This should do what I want it to do. I love this one. The more people I meet, the more I like my dog. That one reminds, I have a good friend who has 2 dogs that she adores. So I think this is for her, so this will be perfect. Okay, I'm kind of loving that now. This is a text stamp, and I've had it for a really long time, and I cannot tell you where I got it. I think it might have come from Art Foamies, but I know that PM Artist Studio has one that's similar. We're going to stamp this stamp over the top of this green tag. That looks fine for what I wanted. I am going to add these flowers to this tag. This is a PM Artist Studio stencil, flowers, and it's a special one. You have to place an order of a certain amount, and then you have to request this to get it. Okay, let's let that sit a minute and dry. It almost looks springy, but I think we can get away with it for fall too. We're going to use this tree, Holiday Strips Volume 2, Winter Woods and Flora, and it comes in 2 different sizes. This is the one we're using. Now I cut mine out. This is how it generally looks. And I'm going to just use some black. That looks kind of perfect. And then I think we'll do it again. I like that very much, actually. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave me a comment. I always love to hear from you, and I'll see you in my next video.